Hey everyone, I'm really excited to bring a special guest to the channel, Erin Shelton. How you doing, Erin?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I have to say, the stuff that I've seen you and your husband do in Fresno, both in person over the last year or so, and then on social media, is quite amazing, right? You have those special touches, you have that unique eye, and I knew I had to get you on this channel because you're going to be an inspiration to lots of people watching.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. So let's just jump right in. You're part of a team, you and your husband. And why don't you talk about your business today and just give us a rundown of what you and your husband do today?
Well, today, we are very fortunate to have an amazing team. We have a great relationship with our realtor. We just found a new contractor thanks to another flipper in the area. She's turning out to be amazing. Love her to death. She's just been a godsend to our team that we have established over the last 5 years, I guess. But yeah, it's just, we have this amazing team that allows us to keep our full-time jobs, and we just do this on the side for fun.
Yeah. Wow. Profit and fun in real estate investing. That's awesome. So I think people need to hear that again. You and your husband still have full-time jobs, yes?
Correct.
And on the side, right? People might call it your side hustle or whatever you want to call that. You
Yes.
are, I'm guessing, I don't know this, but I'm guessing you're predominantly flippers.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And in today's market, when you get your first, or when you sign on the dotted line to buy it, how long is that? I don't call it make ready, repair, remodel, whatever you want to call it in your business. Is that, is it 4 weeks, 8 weeks? I mean, because you do some beautiful things.
Oh, thank you. We were using a contractor in the past. He was predominantly our contractor, so he was taking about. The first flip that we did together, he took 28 days.
Okay.
Amazing.
Not normal.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't normal. And then we had change orders throughout the process because
Yeah.
it was our first flip. So I was like, oh, wait a minute, we want to change this, and he was totally okay with it.
Okay.
But he's a flipper himself. He was dealing with a lot of new construction, so
Yeah.
the timelines kept getting stretched and stretched, and it was time to find, interview more contractors and
Yeah.
find more people for our team. The house that we're actually doing right now, they said 5 weeks. It was 5 weeks on the dot. So,
Wow.
which is great. So,
Yeah.
generally they usually take about 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. So let's say sub 8 weeks. And again, you drop so many gems here and there. It's just awesome. So two things you just said there. Um, really, you mentioned contractor, but any member of your team may work in the beginning, but as you evolve or they evolve, they have other demands. Sometimes it's just better to change, right? And make that change, even though it can be hard in your friends and relationships. But sometimes for the business, you have to make those hard calls, right?
Absolutely. And we part ways not on bad terms.
Yeah.
We still talk with him, we still text. There's no hard feelings.
Yeah.
We may use him in the future if if he's not so busy. But we generally we feel that this whole business is about relationships, and it's
Yeah.
the relationships you build with everybody.
Yeah.
Our full-time jobs we are in the service industry,
Uh-huh.
so human services. So we give back to people every day.
Right.
So it's really all about the people. And, one of the things that when we first got into this business, I told my husband, I was like, I think about our first time buying a house
Right.
and the joy that we felt. And that's what we want to give to everybody else that buys our product.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, you're just dropping little gems for people to pick up. Again, you said the key to this business is relationships.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't agree more. I call it a people business. I've admitted repeatedly that my first 10 years, because I was just a buy and hold person, as you know, I thought the Excel spreadsheet was the answer. And it's just not. And I was such an idiot. And maybe it's because of your day jobs that you just naturally went that way. But you have this personality that people just are attracted to and people want to be around. And then to see the products that you produce is pretty amazing. So is it just natural, or did you have to work at it? Were you just always that way?
I've I knew I wanted to be a designer ever since I was probably about 6 years old.
Yeah.
Never pursued it.
Yeah.
But this way I get to live vicariously through every house that we flip.
Yeah. So
And
let's talk about that. So are you doing, I'm just going to guess 6 a year, 10 a year? I mean, just doesn't have to be exact, but what kind of ballpark are you and your husband tackling a year?
our goal is 10 a year.
Yeah.
Some years we do more, some years we do less. I can't think off the top of my head how many we've done this year so far. I believe we're at like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
So we're almost there.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Again, right? Think about what she's told you already, folks. She's her and her husband have day jobs in the service industry. They like what they do. They're using this as a side hustle. They're modest, right? The goal's 10. Everybody I talk to is like, oh, I got to do 50. I got to do 100. Like, no, it's okay. If you did 8 to 12 a year, it's a good side hustle, right?
Right.
I know the answer, but we'll say it for the group. You and your husband do these flips in Fresno City or Fresno County? I mean, how far out do you go?
We've gone out to Reedley. We've gone as far south as Visalia.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay, so
We'll go anywhere the contractor will go. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that's the. If your contractor that you trust is willing to go there for 8 weeks, you're in.
Yes.
Hey.
And we've done it in the past. The one in Visalia, I mean, it was a crappy little house in a really bad location. It had a brand new build on one side of it, an empty lot on the other side. It had Tulare County Mental Health right across the street and apartments right behind it, and it was in a flood zone.
Oh, yay. That's nothing wrong with that deal.
No, I mean, it actually worked out for the best for us.
Sure.
We bought it $40,000 cash.
Nice.
We put $40,000 into it and sold it, I believe, for like $119 or $120 or something like that.
Not a bad deal.
No, it wasn't really. And it added to our portfolio. It added to our experience, but we just handed over the keys to the contractor and said, there you go.
Have fun. That's the address. Go there.
Yeah. We went there maybe 2 or 3 times over the course of the rehab.
Yeah. And again, that's because you built the relationships, you built the team, you built the checks and balances. And that's what I hope people take from at least one of the things is from this call there or this interview. They're going to take dozens of things, I'm sure, but that relationship and trust factor has to be built and earned and validated. But once it's there, throw them the keys. Go to Visalia. I'm coming 3 times.
Yeah.
I am curious about one thing because again, I've had the luxury of seeing some of your amazing finished products. What do you look for when they're in their ugly state? I mean, is there something you're attracted to? Like, do you want to see a tiny kitchen that you can expand, or do you want to see where you can gut a bath? I mean, I'm wondering what catches your eye because the stuff that you produce is amazing.
Well, thank you. I don't really look for anything in particular. I love the Fresno High neighborhoods because
Fresno High,
the character. But I mean, wherever there's a deal, I mean, if the money works, it's going to be a deal. That's where we go. And then I have that unique ability to see things in their finished state.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly thinking about the rehab. I'm thinking about what we can do to, cut costs throughout the process, but still get the open floor plan that everybody is, after. So, I mean, I have that unique ability to just see things when they're completed in my mind. That's
awesome. And again, you just said something there that I'm not even sure you caught. A lot of people that I know, men and women, it's each side is guilty as the other. They will get fixated on something they have to see, right? They want to see a U-shaped kitchen or an L kitchen, or they want to see 3 bedrooms or whatever. And you're like, no, Michael, I want to see the numbers first, and then I'll deal with all that other stuff later.
Yeah. Well, if our private money investor doesn't want to fund the deal, then we have no deal. So
there you go.
The numbers have to work.
That's awesome. Because again, you'd be amazed that a lot of people don't put the numbers first.
Yeah.
Right? They will go, okay, I want to buy a rundown house. Okay. Everybody kind of gets that, right? I get value add. Okay. I kind of get that. But then they're like, no, it has to have these, like some of the Fresno High area or the Tower District, right? Oh, they got to be old craftsmen, or they got to be this, or they got to be that. No, it's the numbers, people.
Yeah, right.
pretty
Right.
amazing.
I mean, in the beginning, we tried to stay in the 93705 area, which
Sure.
is,
Oh, five. Yep.
yeah, near Fresno High. That's where I grew up. That's
Okay.
where we have a few rentals. But it's just, we got out of that quickly. It's
Yeah.
like, wherever there's a deal, we're going to go.
That's awesome. So just because you brought it up and I don't know this answer, are you still adding rentals, or are you sort of, though it's a legacy, you had rentals before and you're not adding anymore? Where do rentals fall in your equation?
Actually, we started this business out as, sorry, it's emotional. My dad passed away.
Oh,
And
okay.
he left me a house, and then we fixed it up because he was in the process of fixing it up.
Okay.
We finished the job, and sorry.
It's okay. I'm sorry. Your husband's going to punch me.
No, it's part of the story. We got to tell it.
Okay.
No matter, how hard it is. But we got the rental. We said this is going to be a rental. This is going to be great because we already had a home.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to move back there.
Yeah.
So we finished the rehab, and I turned to him and I said, "Oh my God, that was so much fun. We should do that like all the time." And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be good, because we had a little bit of money. We didn't know what to do with it. And we knew we wanted to invest in real estate because we just didn't want to blow it all.
Right.
We wanted to spend it wisely."
Oh, that's awesome.
So we finished the rehab. We got it on the rental market. It rented super quick.
Yeah, right away. Yeah.
With a Section 8 renter. She's still there.
Yeah. Lots of my tenants are Section 8. Love them.
Yeah. I mean, it's guaranteed money every month. That check comes in from the housing authority. I mean, it's great. So she, I couldn't let go for the first couple months. We drive by and look, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, look, she planted flowers. Oh my gosh, look, they put a little bench out front. Look, they're inside helping the kids with the homework." I was like, "Okay, they're good." So, awesome. I mean, she's still there and love it, no problems. But we knew that after, educating ourselves over time and diving into this head first, we knew that the true wealth where you gain your most wealth is going to be passive income. So that is the long-term goal. We hope to have 20 to 30 rentals in our portfolio over time. We actually just sold one of our rentals. We had it for a rental and we sold it because it was a whopper of a deal. That was a grand slam. I mean, we made like over 60,000 on the deal.
Take it.
Yeah. So, I mean, we said, "Oh, we could just turn that around and invest in a couple other properties.
Just keep it going. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. So are you looking to add one a year? Do you kind of have that goal, or is that,
That is the goal. I'd like to step it up, maybe 2 to 3 a year.
Okay.
We need to get rolling because it's slow going, and to reach that 20 to 30, we need to start buying more.
Yeah. Time says, "Oh, honey, it might be 2 a year now."
Yeah.
That's awesome. So again, so you're doing 8 to 12 flips a year, looking to add 1 or 2 rentals a year, because again, rentals or passive income, that's where wealth comes from. Flipping, while fun and profitable, is still a job, right? It's still ordinary income. It's still taxed like ordinary income. So it doesn't have that long-term benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, long hours, long days. Even though it's fun for us, there are still stressful times and times that we have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot when we really don't want to because we had a long, stressing day. And I mean, so.
Well, that's again, it goes back to what you said earlier, right? You're happy doing 8 to 12 a year. It still amazes me and I suffered from this, right? So I retired this year in February, and I was like, okay, I could do 8 to 12 a year with my job, but because now I have all this extra time, I have to do 50. And I'm like, no, you don't, you idiot. You already have your bills are already paid for. You already have a nice portfolio of buy and holds. Be happy with 8 to 12. It's okay.
Right.
This self-talk thing that goes around in our heads is kind of funny. So I'm curious, you're so successful at what you're doing and you're comfortable and you have what you're doing, but do you see just holding that in 3 to 5 years? Just keep doing 8 to 12, or do you see this evolving in 3 to 5 years, or maybe in 5 years, one of you retires, or what is that? Have you thought about that far?
I have always said I want to retire at 50.
Okay. So in 20 years?
Oh, thank you. I'm a BFF. I have 6 years to go. But that's not retire fully. I want to open up a business and maybe I'm very crafty and I like to make things and do something with that, like do a storefront or maybe do a spot in a consignment place.
Yeah. I could see that for you.
Something of that sort.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. But still, doing the 8 to 12 flips a year, being the income that it is for you. And again, same area, you're not going to pick up and move. You're going to be in Fresno. That's where home is. You're staying there.
It's hard to say. We've talked about maybe possibly moving.
Okay.
California's getting really expensive. And,
amen.
Oh my gosh, it's getting hard. And, depending on the way this market's going to go, I've already seen a decline in the house sales and, and people value their crappy houses right now. And they want $300,000 for basically a dump.
Right.
So, I mean, it's hard to say where, it all depends on the market.
Yeah. It's funny. I just put out a video this morning for I called it, I think, advice for flippers, because I think I'm lucky enough where I started investing almost 20 years ago now, or certainly 16 years, whatever. And I've invested through one of these changing markets. And what you just outlined is exactly what's happening. Mm-hmm. The market has gotten soft. It is unquestionable. If you and I, we look every day. Mm-hmm. However, when you're a seller who doesn't look at the market, all you remember is, hey, Joe Schmo across the street or one door over sold for 300. I'm going to get 300. And then, we come by and you go, no, sorry, the market's different now. It's 240,
right?
260 or whatever. They're going to hold on for about 6 months to that price elasticity. They just remember that. We're going to get to like April or May next year. And then fear is going to kick in, because what's going to happen between now and then, Erin, is CNBC and Fortune and Wall Street Journal are going to start posting headlines saying real estate's crashing, listings through the roof, price drops are everywhere. And they're going to beat that negative drum for 90 days. And then that seller you went to with the 300K house is going to go, oh my God, 2008 all over again. My house is going to go from 300 to 100. I need to sell now. So I guess what I'm saying is build cash, because I think next summer is going to be a very good time for you.
Right. That's when we're going to buy our rentals.
There you go. Yeah. Wax in half. That's great. So I'm really curious. Can you, I'm lucky enough to be connected with you on Facebook, but where can people find and see all these amazing, creations that you do in these houses?
So they could check out our Facebook page. We do have a Facebook page. It's EVC. E as in Edward, V as in Victor, C as in Charlie, homes on Facebook. I post all before and after shots of every product that we turn. It's truly amazing to see. I try to take the same shot that the photographer is going to take in the very end.
Yep.
I'm lucky enough to have my boss here at work. She just opened up her own photography company this year. We kind of pushed her and helped her, like, you need to do this. And now she's solely our photographer for all of our flips.
Nice.
Probably this one that we're getting ready to put out this weekend, she's not going to be able to do that because she's on vacation and the timeline just wasn't working out. But for the most part, we hire her to do all the photography for all of our flips. But yeah, so I try to take the same before shot that they're going to take as the after shot.
Yep.
And so they could scroll through the photos and see kind of the before, like how ugly and, like where there were walls, where there may not be walls now.
Yep.
And it's just a huge transformation to scroll through each project and all the photos. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, people, even if you're not into flipping and you're in a totally different market, you need to go to EVC Homes just to see what a true designer can make happen. I've commented many times going, I don't know how she did that. I could not see that. That's a new house. That's not the same house. Nope, it's the same house. So go check that out. I do want to ask one question. I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you ever actually add square footage, like add a master bedroom and a suite, or you're just changing potentially changing the internal configuration?
Yeah, we are solely changing the footprint of the
Yeah.
home.
Not extending. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Not in
No.
California.
No. And really, I mean, if we bought a deal for like pennies on the dollar, I mean, we could potentially do that. But the way that the deals have been going now, they're very skinny, very thin.
Yeah.
We just try to get the most bang for our buck.
No, absolutely. I think, if it was like 2010 again and you're buying it for land value, your options are through the roof.
Right.
But in today's market, as we just discussed, the market is getting soft, which is, I don't know, risky for flippers, right? Because you have a hold time, right? We talked about it, 6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
Buyers are kind of getting sketchy if the new cycle comes out. That's scary, right? And in California, at least a contractor told me, hey, you wanted to add a master suite to that little 2-bedroom, 1-bath and add 400 usable square feet permitted. You're talking 4 months minimum before you can break ground. I'm like, well, in a soft market, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. So we talked about EVC homes where people just got to go see and just see the amazing things you create. Is there any other ways you want people to get in contact you, or is that the right way to do it?
Yeah, Facebook is probably the main primary social media platform that we use. We do have an Instagram account. I've been trying to post to Instagram more regularly. We always do sneak peeks of what's coming up on Instagram.
Okay.
And then Facebook is where we, market the deal once it hits the market.
And Instagram is still EVC Homes?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. And this is now for you. Is there anything you want to share or ask? Are you looking for buyers, private money, investors? What would you like to ask, and any words of wisdom you have for the audience?
If there's any wholesalers out there and you got a deal and you can't find a buyer, bring it to me. We will look at it and potentially, hook up and buy it. So they could email me at my email address. It's probably the easier one to put out there is it's Erin.Shelton, ERIN.SHELTON at ebchomesllc.com.
Very cool. Any piece of advice, just one last one for ladies in this business so far? I don't know if you've seen my interviews. They've been all guys. That's why I was so excited to talk to you. Any words of wisdom for ladies either doing it themselves or a part of a team like yourself?
Yeah, that's why I was so nervous, because you had some heavy hitters on there. I was like, I do not compare to these guys. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, you do.
I look at them as my mentors,
No. You measure up to all of them. Trust me. But any words of wisdom for the ladies out there?
Just don't give up. Don't give up. Don't stand your ground. I've gotten to many head bashes with some contractors, and you just got to stand your ground and don't take no for an answer. Yeah.
And this business doesn't care man or woman, right? It's about the numbers and producing a good product.
Absolutely. And this new contractor that we started using, one of the reasons that I really fell in love with them was it was a father-daughter team. And
genius. Yeah.
Yeah, I just loved it. And then, our old contractor, when we met with him and we're running through, design plans and everything, he would tell us no all the time. So we had to flip it on him and basically make it seem like it was his idea. I wanted to do. We would tell him, another material to use, and he would say, no, let's just use this material, which was what I wanted to do in the first place. I'm like, oh wow, yeah, you're right. Let's do that.
Oh my goodness. Playing chess chess when other people are playing checkers. Look at you.
Yeah. It's like, why do we go through the song and dance every time? It's like, I'm going to get my way. Just do it,
Yeah, I got the checkbook right here. I'm going to win.
Right. So, I mean, this new contractor, the first time we met with her, I was like, hey, I got this idea. I like to stay on trend. I like to do things that not everybody is doing here in the town.
Clearly. Yeah.
I watch a lot of HGTV.
I think you could be on HGTV. I mean, that's the quality of stuff. I mean, you guys really got to go check out EVC Homes on Facebook. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I like to do cutting edge stuff and, do new things and have other flippers follow our footsteps, So I mean, I was talking with her and said, hey, how about, what if we do this? And she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Love it.
Huh?
Love it. And then she says, but what if we do this? And I was like, wow, I didn't think about that. Let's do that. That's an amazing idea. And we just meshed. It was
awesome. That's awesome. Well, again, I want to thank you very much for this. It's been as much fun as I thought it would be. You've dropped tons of value, and I really appreciate you giving me your time today, Erin.
Well, thank you for having me.
Very, very cool. All right, everybody. That's hope you go check out EVC Homes. You won't be disappointed.